It's kind of cool, isn't it? I mean, we're pretty up there. That is some interesting. That's Diamond City right there. Wow. You know, when you see stuff like this, when you get a view like this, you start to think that, hey, you know what? Commonwealth's got its problems, but it ain't so bad. It ain't so bad. What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king. Welcome you back to more Fallout 4. In the last episode, we retrieved ourselves a Courser chip, and it should be in my miscellaneous somewhere. Where is that at? Right there. We need to have this thing analyzed somehow, so we better get back to the Pridwin and see if we can't learn some information about this thing. So I'm going to head straight on over there, and we're going to see what Elder Maxon and others have to say about this situation.
By now, I'm sure you've deduced that our arrival in the Commonwealth wasn't coincidental. We're here because of a unique energy read, according to our... The moment this information... The Institute. To accomplish this, I've had our... The only logical... That's where we need...
I might have a way to get into the Institute.
I believe there's a bit more to the story than you're telling me. But based on your actions so far, I'm willing to take you at your word. Now, indulge me for a moment by satisfying my curiosity. Tell me why you're so eager to get into the Institute.
I want to help the Brotherhood stop the Institute. It's the only way to ensure the safety of the Commonwealth.
Indeed. The technology the Institute has at their disposal is frightening, at best. They've already done immeasurable damage to the Commonwealth. Together, we'll make them pay for their crimes. I'll call ahead and brief Proctor Ingram. Report to the airport, and get to work on your project right away.
Okay, so we have our mission. Through a series of events, we were able to get the Courser chip analyzed, and we are ready to build ourselves a signal interceptor. But we need to talk to Proctor Ingram first before we do anything else.
Elder Maxon
My list
said
of
you'd help me build
maintenance
the
fixes
signal
keeps
interceptor.
getting longer and longer. So, looks like you're calling the shots around here now, huh? All right, I'll bite. What does your new miracle device do?
The Institute uses teleportation to get in and out. This machine can hijack their signal and send me instead.
Teleportation? Molecular transmission via encrypted RF waves? Okay, even I have to admit, that's genius. This explains why we've been picking up anomalous energy readings all across the Commonwealth. Not to mention how they get their tin soldiers to come out of the damn walls. And this little beauty allows you to literally hijack a return signal. Instead of grabbing the intended target, it grabs you instead. Impressive.
Oh, you definitely know your stuff.
Damn right I do. It's difficult to make out all the details here, but I'm thinking you can get started by building a stabilized reflector platform. It's gonna take a cargo hold full of high-grade metal, but I'm sure that we have plenty of it right here at the airport.
Just tell me what we need so I can get started.
Sorry that I'm boring you. Here's a list of everything you need to find. You're also going to need a massive power source to get the signal interceptor running.
Okay, so let's go build that, and just around the corner should obviously do. Unfortunately, this is technically not part of the actual airport area, so we'll just kind of head on over this way and put this thing down. Got a lot of space to do it, a lot of space that I left over for us. So let's see, is it under special? Yes, it is. So a stabilized reflector platform. Got plenty of aluminum for that, so let's put that down. This thing is going to require... No. This is going to require some power. So let's... I guess we can talk to Proctor again. We might as well set up the power at the very end. I think that would make the most sense. We can just use a large generator for that. Man, I've got this place set up. All right, Proctor Ingram, I'm going to talk again. Why can't you just, like, come to me and make this whole situation a lot easier so I don't have to be running back and forth? I mean, it's not that big of a hassle, but come on.
Ingram.
Any luck building the platform yet?
Yes. I'm ready to build the rest of it.
Good. Let's move on then. Here's a list of everything we'll need. Now, I know some of that might as well be in Greek, so I'll be around if you have any questions.
Okay, so we got... Let's see. Relay dish, console, and a beam emitter.
Wow, that's quite a list. Might take me a while to find everything.
That's fine. It's gonna take me a while to figure out how to make this crazy contraption work. Oh, one last thing before I forget. It's important that all the components are wired together so all the pieces are on a single grid. Otherwise, this isn't going to work. If you need any help, I'll be over at the build site making some adjustments and calculations. I'd wish you good luck, Knight, but I think we're both going to need it.
All right, well, let's take a real quick look here at our data. There was something optional. Search telecom sites for a sensor module. Where the heck am I going to be able to get that is the question. Let's see here. Search, okay, so all the way down here at Gunner's Plaza. We might have to go take a look at that. But we'll try to build as much as we can out of this thing. But I would really much like to be able to get something like that. So we might actually have to take a trip down to Gunner's Plaza. And it looks like our closest spot is this area, Fairline Hill Estates, which luckily we had a flyover of in a vertibird not too long ago. So tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to go in here. I'm going to build the rest of our stuff for the platform here really quickly. So let's take the molecular... Can I make the molecular beam emitter? Or am I going to need to... hook this up first? I might have to hook this up with some power first. So let's get a ooh. Oh, nothing more. My freaking size here is like too much. Well, that's a little bit of an issue. Okay, hold on a second. I might need to do a little bit of finagling here, so give me just a moment. Okay, in case you weren't aware, there is a nice little exploit that you can actually do with this game that's actually pretty darn nice for actually increasing your size space. So I'm going to demonstrate this really quickly with a couple of the weapons that I am currently no longer using. So I'm going to put Ad Victorium down. I am going to put Lucky Combat Knife down, and then there was one other one I want to put down, the Staggering Tire Iron. So we're going to drop all of those, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Workshop mode. What we're going to do is we're going to store each of these, and watch the size meter as I do this. So store that one, and then that one. So you notice the gun, it went down a lot further, and I actually did this with all of my weapons once. But the more you store weapons, the more size it, for some reason, thinks you've got by putting those things away, even though they were never part of the original size to begin with. So now I can actually start to build everything and stick it all in place here. So let's point the relay dish right about here, and then we'll take the control console and we'll stick it right about here. And oh, I guess I don't need to actually get myself a sensor module because I evidently already had one. All right, that's really interesting. I mean, I wanted to kind of follow up that lead, but okay, we can take a couple of large generators here. Let's see, I'm going to put one there. I kind of connect this to that, and then that to... hold on. That to... does that need to be connected? No, it doesn't need to be connected. So that can be connected to that. So we just need to get a couple more generators. And that probably shouldn't be so unbelievably close. Really wish I could get a fusion generator built, but whatever. So is that enough? Nope, we still need one more, which I think... what does this one require? Doesn't actually say. It was... I can't frickin' remember. 5. Okay, so yeah, we're going to have a third large generator. I wasn't sure if I was going to need another medium generator or not. So let's set that there. And set that up, and boom. And that should do it. Okay. So now all we need to do is talk to Elder Maxon. And, oh, look who actually decided to join us. What's up, dude?
The signal interceptor appears to be complete. Are you ready to put it to the test?
You sure Ingram knows what she's doing?
Proctor Ingram's managed to keep a 40,000-ton airship aloft for the past 5 years. I'd say that earns her the benefit of the doubt. That being said, this is the first time we've attempted to directly adapt Institute technology. When we throw that switch, we don't know exactly what's going to happen. God willing, you'll end up inside the Institute, and the mission can continue.
What are the details of my mission?
I'm glad you asked. Now, I want you to listen very carefully. Once you've entered the Institute, we expect to lose contact, so it's imperative you remember everything I'm about to tell you. About 10 years ago, the Brotherhood began recruiting civilian scientists from the capital wasteland to assist with various projects. During this process, we were able to obtain the services of Dr. Madison Lee, a noted mind in the field of nuclear engineering.
A nuclear engineer. Interesting.
Securing useful resources during wartime is critical. That said, Dr. Lee's contributions to our cause were instrumental in maintaining order in the capital wasteland. After some time, she developed differences with the Brotherhood and exiled herself to the Commonwealth. We're fairly certain that her intent was to make contact with the Institute.
I'm surprised that the Brotherhood let her go.
Had I been in command, I wouldn't have allowed it to happen. She was a valuable asset. Your mission is simple. Once you're inside the Institute, we want you to track down Dr. Lee's whereabouts. If you find out that she's still alive, make contact with her and convince her to return to the Brotherhood of Steel. There's a special project we're working on, and it needs her attention.
Consider it done, Elder.
Very good. Very good. Listen to me, Knight. I'm well aware that you're risking your life going into the Institute blind. Just keep your mind on the mission, and don't let anything they say sway you from your duty. Good luck.
I've checked and rechecked everything.
From Within
Signal
begins.
extract is ready to go.
Okay, so before we step onto this thing, I'm going to need to get out of my power armor. It's not going to come with me, unfortunately, so I'm going to set it over here. But the last thing I want to do, because you know what else isn't going to be able to come with me? It's Paladin Dance. And Paladin Dance actually wants to have a conversation with me.
If you have the time to talk now, I'd still like to know what you think about Scribe Halen.
Oh, Scribe Halen. That seems a little random, but
I don't think I know her well enough to give you a military evaluation.
That's a shame. Perhaps you should spend more time working with her then. She's a model soldier. But I wasn't looking for an evaluation of her performance as a scribe. I wanted to know what you thought of Halen as a person.
This isn't like you, Dance. Are you going to tell me what this is all about?
I suppose I'm beating around the bush because I don't normally find these discussions easy to handle. I'll try and get right to the point. The truth is, I'm worried about her. Since you and I are getting along so well, I felt like I could confide in you about it, to get your honest opinion.
She seems to be able to handle herself. Why are you worried?
Halen is a model scribe. This has nothing to do with her capabilities in the field. A few months before you found us, one of my men was shot multiple times by raiders. Halen stayed by that knight's side for 2 days straight, without sleep, fighting to keep him alive. But he was on a slow decline. I decided that his suffering needed to end, and ordered Halen to administer an overdose of painkillers, so he could die with dignity. Even though I'm certain she wanted to continue fighting for that knight's life. She injected him without question.
She did the right thing.
Of course she did. But the decision whether or not to ease that soldier's suffering isn't the point here. The point is what happened later that same evening. Halen approached me while I was on watch. She didn't say a word, but I could tell something was wrong. After what felt like an eternity, she collapsed into my arms, crying. I didn't know what to do, so I just held her for a while. A few minutes later, she stopped, kissed me on the cheek, and simply said, "Thank you," before heading back into the police station. Right then it hit me. Maybe I pushed her too hard. I ordered her to ignore her instincts, to do something her medical training told her was wrong. That's why I'm worried about her, and for that matter, everyone under my command.
Come on, Dance. What is it you're really worried about here?
I don't know. Look, 4 soldiers. Over half of my team are gone. Each one of them died because of decisions that I made. I understand the risks that come with the job. We all do. But how can anyone have confidence in me anymore? Hell, how can I have confidence in myself?
Snap out of it, Dance. You're a soldier, and we're at war.
You're right. I'm sorry that I even brought this up in the first place. Well, looks like things have taken a turn. I signed up to be your sponsor, so I teach you everything that I know. But it looks like I'm the one that needed the lesson today. All joking aside, I'm pleased that we had this discussion. And with all the problems you're facing, you still took the time to listen. It's comforting to know that I can speak to you as more than just your commanding officer.
I'm glad that it's made you feel better, Gans.
More than you realize. Anyway, thanks for letting me get that off my shoulders. I think it's been weighing on me more than I realized. I'm only sorry you had to see me at my worst, instead of at my best.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for this episode of Fallout 4. Thank you all so very much for watching. In the next episode, we're stepping on that platform. I will see you all then.